Hello, my name is Lester Willis, a DNP student at Brandman University, and welcome to my presentation, Innovation and Leadership in the DNP Role. Innovation requires space for imagination to be fostered. It is a process of creativity that leads to the actualization of transformative change. In healthcare, these changes break from the tradition and may be grounded in community or population needs, as well as opportunities for collaboration. Evidence-based practice and innovation have a dynamic interface that creates knowledge that can inspire further innovation. Additionally, innovation can be brought about through scholarship, for instance, during a clinical scholarly project. The focus that transformational leaders place on sharing vision provides orientation, meaning, and motivation toward a culture of creativity. The innovator is a leader of transformation that sees the world with a new vision, will break old rules in order to create new ones, and thrives in the complexity and chaos. Leadership strengths. Using Kelly's Faces of Innovation, I relate to the anthropologist in that I am an observer. I also relate to the collaborator's spirit of team, their ability to place a positive spin on opposition, and to turn a project over to the person or team best suited when the time is appropriate. As the need arises, I give an honest effort to be the best director that I can be, whether in supervising day-to-day operations or facilitating work groups. First and last, I am a caregiver. When it comes to the needs of others, I want to ensure the greatest quality of care is provided for the best outcomes. Some of the most important attributes of a leader include a communication style that is effective, open, and authentic. Also of great value is the possession of emotional intelligence, the awareness of emotional state of others and self, and the capability of managing one's responses to emotions and relationships. Open communication, mutual respect, and participation in shared decision-making within nursing and interprofessional teams are invaluable skills in the process of diffusing the innovation for the purpose of scholarship. It is also helpful if a philosophy of leadership is theory-driven, as with transformational leadership and transitions theory. Transformational leadership. The ANA describes transformational leadership as fostering open communication, providing inspiration and enthusiasm, creating agreement, and motivating others toward positive change through a shared vision. The ANCC keeps intact concepts from the framework's non-nursing origin to include the four components of idealized influence, or leading by example, inspirational motivation, or providing a vision, intellectual stimulation, which is the encouragement of creative innovation toward the vision, and individualized consideration, where the follower's needs are provided for. The leader establishes supporting relationships, employs effective communication, provides mentoring, and gives recognition when success is attained. Transitions theory. I also like to consider transitions theory both for the development of leadership and for the development of innovation. Initially conceptualized with new parents in mind, transitions theory goes beyond change to investigate the meaning, condition, and outcomes of an experience and provide intervention for successful adaptation to a new situation, status, or role. Transitions can be developmental, situational, in health and illness, and organizational in nature. A concept of this theory is role insufficiency, which is an adverse outcome that can be anticipated or actual and requires the intervention of another concept, role supplementation. The goal of the nurse is to facilitate successful outcomes, including the development of a new identity, mastery of new roles, health, and well-being. In the context of this presentation, the theory can be prescribed to individuals, the nursing community, or culture within a setting, and to organizations. The nurturing and development of leadership attributes and competencies is a role supplementation intervention for the DNP student to evolve into a leadership role, and for the culture to transition its identity to one that supports nursing innovation and leadership. The DNP role. One way to describe a professional role is to describe the competencies needed to fulfill that role. Listed are the NONPF Practice Doctorate Nurse Practitioner entry-level competencies. While one could pick the most overtly specific to innovation and leadership, it is important to consider what each contributes. The competencies are interdependent on one another in creating the DNP role of leadership and innovation. They are independent practice, scientific foundation, leadership, quality, practice inquiry, technology and information literacy, policy, health delivery systems, and ethics. You will see that the development plan is again a list of the competencies, this time with the order slightly changed. They have been placed in an order to correspond with the AACN Essentials of Doctoral Education for Advanced Nursing Practice. My development plan is to follow the essentials in the order to gain the competencies. This is my role supplementation. Scientific foundation. I have discussed leadership theory, and for my scholarly project, I will look to additional theory for health behavior change. Leadership. The program includes gaining knowledge of organizational and systems behavior, and this course requires devising a plan for organizational leadership toward implementing the scholarly project. Practice inquiry. This began more in depth for the creation of the background and significance in the last course and shall continue as a project is built, implemented, and results are evaluated. Technology. I intend to incorporate the use of a mobile fitness app in my plan to increase activity and exercise among those with depressive symptoms. Technology will also be used to organize and analyze data. Policy. Dependent upon the outcome, one may press for policy changes in clinical practice as a form of dissemination. Collaboration in health delivery. I will need to collaborate with the physician and staff at the clinical site in order to get buy-in and implement the scholarly project. Doing so will create a change in practice that will hopefully improve outcomes. Clinical prevention and population health related to quality and ethics. Health risks will be considered for the patients participating to prevent risk of harm. The best evidence will be used for designing the intervention to ensure the best outcomes. The intervention will have a focus not only on psychiatric symptoms, but also health promotion, improving risk factors and physical parameters of health. Advanced nursing practice. This journey is guided by faculty and later coupled with additional clinical experience with preceptors towards a nursing specialty in order to fulfill the requirements for the role. The desired outcome is to take these competencies forward into independent practice. In conclusion, by facilitating innovation through scholarly leadership, care delivery services can be positively impacted while advanced practice competencies are obtained. A competency framework offers the structure to define the role, while essentials of education instill a development plan. Practice-based application through the clinical scholarly project provides the experiences necessary to transform the DNP student into an innovative leader. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation.